let's make a spring collection. Hi, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Kait. I run a small clothing brand called Minigru Studios. I knit, crochet, and sew. You can check me out on my socials, but I also post tutorials and process videos here on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe if you want to keep watching me make things. I wanted to make this video to hopefully give you guys some inspiration for some spring projects. So I don't really know what else to say, so let's just waste no time and jump right into it. Here's the first piece. I still need to adjust the elastic a little bit, but I think I'm going to put a little bow on the front. Alright, here it is with the bow, and the first piece is finished. We're only on piece number 1, and I already am feeling like it's going to be impossible to not keep everything. I'm being biased because I'm making things that are my style, but let's move on to the next piece. Alright, next project. So I made this top. I made it in my last vlog if you want to check that out, but I love this so much that I cannot give it up. So I'm going to make another one, but I'm going to make it in this dainty floral fabric. Okay, so my problem here is that I'm working with a very limited amount of fabric. I do want to double line the top, which is why I folded it and cut it, but I'm trying to cut everything on the bias, so it's a little bit stretchier. But this bottom part, I think it'll be fine if I don't, because it's just going to be gathered anyways. All the pieces are cut out, so this is going to be gathered once again, and then this is the back. And then that's the front piece. There's a better view of the fabric. I am once again taking advantage of a finished end because I just, for some reason, hate hemming. It's probably my least favorite part of sewing. It's looking a little bit small, but I think it'll even out. Yep, that's what it's looking like right now. I sewed the front piece into the back piece, and so the straps can be invisible, so we're gonna flip it and see if it worked. Okay, that actually worked. I'm very surprised, honestly. Cool. Alright, so now it's time to do the bottom part. I think this is fitting more like an extra small, which I was trying to make it into a medium. I think I did too big of a seam allowance, which made it smaller. So after this, I'm going to make another one, but make it a bigger size. It's my favorite time of the day to sew. As you can see, we're getting some nice direct sunlight. Now it's time to do basting stitches and some gathering on the bottom part of the shirt. Here's the progress. So it's pretty much done. The only thing I cannot decide if I should stitch these down or add a little bit of lace. It is also like a bit snug. Not too small, but I was planning on it being closer to a medium. I don't think I added the proper seam allowance, so that's kind of what happened. So it's fitting more like an extra small. I didn't write a note or anything. I think last time I cut it to be the exact shape. I think I'm going to use this pattern again for the next top, but I'm gonna make sure to include the seam allowance. It's been a rough day here at minigru Studios. I've been very frustrated. I don't know, I just make mistakes and then I kind of get down on myself. We're just gonna kind of reframe our brains because I need a break from sewing. Alright, I did end up adding the lace. And that's how it turned out. It's not perfect, so I'm definitely going to just put this up as a sample. The whole goal is using up these fabric scraps instead of them going to the landfill. So if I can make something that will give this fabric more use, then I did my job. It's not perfect, but I really like it. The seam there is kind of weird. I think I'm being a bit of a perfectionist too, like most people wouldn't notice. Okay, let's move on. I do want to say that it has been challenging working with scraps because obviously I can't just run to the fabric store and grab more fabric if I mess up or need more. So I decided if I made another piece like this one, I would do the lining in white instead of like the same fabric. I think that'll save a decent amount of fabric. So for the next one, I'm going to use this red polka dots and make the same top, but add a little bit more seam allowance so it fits more like a medium, and then use this fabric for the lining instead of the same polka dot fabric, if that makes sense. Okay, top part is done. See, I did the white lining on the inside. I actually think it looks really nice, and I'll probably do that for the rest of the shirts that I'm going to be lining. Now we're going to add the bottom part. Maybe I don't hate hemming things. Here's the finished product. I really love how this turned out. So this is a polka dot one, and I did make it a little bit bigger. And I made the straps a little bit longer, and I added this bow. This morning I posted a poll on Instagram to see what else people were interested in, and so many of you guys said skirts. Today I'm going to dive into some skirts. I'm thinking of doing some tiered skirts, and I have a ton of lace and longer pieces that were actually curtains, so I might do some lace skirts. I know that the see-through lace is really popular right now, so I might leave a few without a lining. Look how pretty that detail is. Make this into a dress, maybe. I don't think I'll be able to give this away though. So I don't know if I addressed this, but you guys might have heard in the last couple clips that my sewing machine started squeaking. So I had to go buy some sewing machine oil. So I'm going to oil up my machine and see if that helps. I'm going to make one of those 3-tiered skirts. I'm not sure what fabric yet because you kind of need a lot of it. So I'm going to see what I have and see what I come up with. So I wanted to make this a 3-tiered skirt, but I'm loving the way it's looking right now. Just with the 2 tiers, but a change of plans, I'm gonna leave it this length. I'm not that tall, so it's probably gonna look shorter on most people. This was like a tablecloth. This is the same fabric as this. Hi, we've been failing quite a bit here at Minigru Studios. I have a couple failed projects going, including this was supposed to be another tank top, but I didn't have that much fabric. This one I actually just finished. I don't think I filmed much of it. I really like it, but it's just kind of very deconstructed, if you know what I mean. I still have to hem it. I wanted it to be like a medium, and I think it is a medium, so. And the back is actually pretty cool. I just ripped some fabric and tied it up. So I wouldn't say this is a fail, but it's not my favorite. Maybe someone likes it. And now I'm going to make a little dress from this sheet. And I'm going to use that ruffle for the bottom of the dress, and then probably just cut out 2 pieces and make like a tube dress with some elastic around the bust area to keep it held up. This fabric is a lot easier to use than the stuff that I've been using, like the sheer stuff, so hopefully it turns out okay. And I'm actually going to trace this Free People dress that I have. This fabric is super stretchy, so I'm going to cut out a little bit more on the real dress. So I just sewed up the sides. I'm gonna add elastic because I want it to be strapless. And I can't decide if I want to keep it this length or make it shorter. Okay, I'm totally making it shorter. I like the way this looks a lot better. I'm gonna cut it to be this length, and then I'm gonna add an elastic for the top so it stays up. And then just to add a little bit more shape, I think I'm gonna add a tie. So you can tie it in the back and take it in to your own body, if that makes sense. Hi friends, funny story. I actually lost the dress for like a few days. I accidentally wrapped it up in another piece of fabric and I couldn't find it. So it's a few days later and I finally finished. I love it so much and I'll show you why. So if you want to wear it more of like a shift dress that doesn't have a lot of shape, you can wear it like this. Or you can tie it in the back and it'll be a little bit more form-fitting if you're into that too. So it's pretty convertible. I just really like the way that it turned out. And this is going to be another piece that I don't want to get rid of. Fairly simple to make, besides a few bumps in the road here and there. But it's cool that I was able to take advantage of this ruffle that was already here. Not that it would have been hard to do because I did this technique on a few other things. It was nice that I was already just there. So yeah, on to the next one. Oh, and 1 second. I'm going to show you 2 things. Since it's elastic on the top, you can actually wear it as a skirt too. Not that I would wear it with this outfit, or maybe I would, but 2-in-1 skirt and dress. As you can see, if you tie it in the back, you get a little bit more shape. I definitely would wear this both ways depending on like what I'm doing. And I think I said before I did take it in a little bit from the last time. The back is all bunched up. You could honestly wear it in the front too, like this, I guess, if you wanted to wear it like this. Maybe put more of a decorative belt or ribbon in the front. And I think next I'm gonna make the same dress in this pattern. Ice roll break because I look so tired. I finished. So this piece was going to be the same as that dress, but I think I'm going to market it as a skirt because I like it as a skirt better. But as you can see, I added those loops there so you can tie it in the back like that last dress. For me, it just didn't really look great on me as a dress, but I'm thinking it would look better on someone else as a dress. I think I'm going to market it as a skirt or a skirt slash dress. I actually really like how this turned out. It wasn't too finicky, so here is the try on. It's so cute. So this didn't have the ruffle, so I had to add the ruffle on this one. And this is secondhand fabric from the scrap thrift. Originally I had the bow tied as a belt, but I thought it would look nice if it was kind of just hanging. So I haven't sewed it on, I just have it pinned. I might ask whoever gets this skirt if they want the bow to be detachable, like I can just leave it on a safety pin, or I can stitch it in so they don't have to worry about losing it. Or if they want it to be able to convert into a dress, then they can loop it through the loops here. And I can always remove the loops too. Let me show it to you as a dress too. And here it is as a dress. You can tie the bow in the back too, but I feel like it looks better in front. But yeah, it's just such a sweet little spring dress. Moving on to the next project. Alright friends, it's time to finally move on to a crochet project. So my idea for this piece was to do like a super loose shell stitch tank top. I think this is going to be a lot of winging it and just experimenting. Originally I was going to do it in this cotton, this white cotton, it's really soft, but now I kind of want to do it in this golden mohair. I'm actually not sure exactly what it is. It is secondhand yarn, so it's just kind of like fuzzy, this really pretty golden color. I kind of have an idea of the shape that I want it to be, but we're gonna see if we can actually get it to be that shape. So I'm using a 6mm hook for this, if anyone was wondering. I finished the body part. I haven't done the straps yet, but I wanted to show you guys in the sun before the sun goes away because it's really pretty. It's just such a pretty golden color. I really like it, so I'm gonna add straps now. I think I'm just gonna do a crochet I-cord, and then I think I'm gonna be done with this piece. Cool, because it ended up being a one-day piece. This is how the crochet top turned out. I really love it. I'm like really surprised. Okay, so this is the next project that I've been working on. It's another lace shell crochet top like the last one, but it's gonna be a little bit of a different style, but the same stitch and stuff. So I'm just gonna make another panel. So this is the front panel. I wanted it to be a little bit longer and then have thicker straps. I'm thinking I want it to lace up on the side because as you can see, this stitch has kind of built-in eyelets. So I think it would be really easy to lace some ribbon or an I-cord in it. So I'm just going to finish up the other panel. I think I'm going to make it a little bit wider for the front and then stitch the top straps together. And then I'll lace up the sides with either ribbon or an I-cord. But I'm obsessed with this stitch right now. It's so fun to do. And it doesn't take that long because it's so open. I'm using a 6mm hook, and then I think this is just worsted weight yarn. I'm really excited to finish this up. So I'm going to finish this up and then I'll show you guys the end result. Hi. I got a little carried away, but I had to do a knit project because I only have sewing and crocheting projects right now for the drop. It's a raglan using a garter stitch and a drop stitch. The drop stitch that I use had 3 wraparounds, and then the garter stitch. I really love how it's turning out so far. This is the first time that I've ever done this stitch, and I did a little swatch of it before. I'm using this yarn I bought a long time ago, and it's very light, so I thought it would be perfect for the drop stitches. So I kind of had just been freehanding it and not paying too much attention if I miss a stitch. Because it's so loose, I don't think you'd even be able to notice. I'm gonna make it as long as I can before I run out of yarn, and then do just maybe a little bit of ribbing on the sleeves and have it be a short sleeve top. And I think that'll be the last like bigger project for this drop. And I'll do a try on for you once I'm done. I finished. Hands down my favorite piece in this collection. I added these 2 bows. I wanted it to be kind of a cap sleeve because I feel like if I would have brought it down with the drop stitch, it would have been too loose under the armpit area, so I thought it'd be nice to kind of like take it up a little bit and make it more of a cap sleeve. If your shoulders are very narrow, you could even wear it like off the shoulder. I don't want to stretch it out because it's not technically supposed to be worn like that. It's like purple and white layered together, so it just gives like a really good depth. And then I added these bows. So I thought I would just start making my own bows from fabric scraps I have. I have so many fabric scraps from the scrap exchange. So I just have this like satiny material that I just cut strips off. And I cut it on the bias. So it won't fray that much, but it'll naturally fray itself. Kind of like, can you see that? I'm just happy that I tried something new and it ended up turning out really good. I'll link a tutorial of the stitch that I used down below, but I can always do like a tutorial for this top too if you guys are interested in that. Okay, so I think this is the last piece, so let's chat about the entire collection. Here is the minigru spring collection. There are 11 pieces. At first I thought, oh, that's not that many, but I did take my time with all of them. Like, they're all handmade, obviously, and I wanted to be confident in all the designs and wanted to make things that I thought you guys would like. There's a couple pieces that might show up on my website later on, but for now, for the spring drop, I'm putting out 11 pieces. All of the fabric, ribbons, and lace are secondhand that are from the scrap exchange. Some of the pieces are made from old curtains and bed skirts. Some of the yarn is secondhand and some of it is from my personal collection. I just didn't want to buy any new yarn for this drop. This collection is inspired by spring and all of the blooming flowers outside. It uses lighter fabrics to accommodate for the warmer weather coming up, meshier fabrics for layering, lots of bows and ribbons, and a lot of floral prints inspired by all of the flowers blooming. So let me just show you all the finished pieces. The first one I just showed you guys, it's this drop stitch cap sleeve with 2 bows. I knew I wanted to add something purple in this collection. I'm glad I did this one kind of last minute. This one's a shell stitch made with mohair, and I just added a very thin pink bow that ties under the bust. The camera doesn't capture how golden the color is. Yeah, so this is a crochet piece. I actually didn't show the process of me making this piece because I made it so long ago and I totally forgot that I made it, so I'm going to throw it into this collection. A little raglan tee, and I haven't weaved in the ends. I'm planning on doing that next. It's just a very simple cream raglan. I have the tag on the back, and I'll be sewing tags into these. This is the second crochet piece. It's another shell stitch. This is a cotton, and it's just like panels, and then they tie up on the sides. This is a perfect beach cover up, or you can layer it over like everything. It's super simple. This is actually the same yarn as the top that I'm wearing. This is a crochet piece. Then I have 2 baby doll tanks. This is the first one. It's this pretty floral pattern, and it opens up on the sides, so there's lace there. The only thing is the seam got a little bit messed up there, so I'm probably gonna sell this for cheaper as more of a sample. I just really love this fabric. I thought the lace would be perfect with it. This is another baby doll tank. It's in a red polka dot, and I added the little bow on the front. There wasn't a lot of fabric for this one either, so I had to line it with a different fabric. Yeah, I like how this turned out a lot. Next is this deconstructed top, which ties in the back. So I left the raw edge for the tie there. It kind of adds to like the deconstructed look. It's double lined on top, so you can't see through it as much. This is just a very simple piece in this sheared texture material. And this was the first piece that I made. It looks like a skirt, but it's actually a tube top. I styled this in my recreating Pinterest outfits video if you want to check that out. But I added the little bow on top. This was one of those short curtains that go like on the top of the window, if you can picture that. The elastic makes it super adjustable. Also, I'm going to mention that I haven't sewn the final elastic yet, so I'm going to ask whoever buys it like what their size is so I can adjust it for them. This one is going to be so hard to let go of. It's this tiered skirt from a round tablecloth, I think. It has 2 tiers. I was going to make it a 3-tiered skirt, but I just really liked the length that it was at. I really love this skirt, you guys. I want to keep it so badly, but I'm going to put it up. I really wouldn't mind keeping it because it just looks so pretty layered over anything, even like pants. This one came from a vintage bed skirt, so it already had this ruffle at the bottom. I made it elastic on top and then put a tie in the back so you can adjust it to your waistline. I'm excited to see it on someone else just because I think it's gonna look so good. I actually made the same dress, so I had to make the ruffle at the bottom because this was just plain fabric. The print is just really dainty. I ended up liking it as a skirt better, so I just added the ribbon there. It's not sewed in, it's actually on a safety pin. I think I'm gonna sell it like that unless someone requests it to be sewn on. I can obviously do that. I also for now have these loops still on, so whoever gets it can let me know if they want it as a skirt or a dress, I can always leave those there or take them off. It's really simple. But I didn't sew the bow on, so you could use it to tie in the back if you wanted to wear it as a dress. I did want to make this video to give some inspiration for spring projects now that the weather is changing. Sometimes it can be hard to put yourself in a different season's mindset, especially when it's maybe still cold around your area, but spring is right around the corner. So hopefully if you're watching, you got some inspiration for some pieces that maybe you want to make. You enjoyed this video or got some inspiration from it, make sure you like this video and comment down below what your favorite piece was, because I'm curious. Make sure you subscribe if you want to keep watching me make things. It really helps me out and it helps me know to keep making videos for you guys. I love you guys so much and I'm so excited to get the spring collection out because I've been working for so long on it. I really like how it turned out. And I'm really happy with the pieces, even though it's not that many. I put my heart into these, so I hope you guys like them too. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.